Good evening and welcome to today's class. My name is Mr. Shitu Amayumi, as rightly know. Please, whenever you go out there, try to use a sanitizer to clean your arm intermittently because of the pandemic. And also make sure your nose mask so as you not be able to inhale whatever sickness that is going through the air. Please, as well, whenever you come in, try to wash your hand in running water so as to what? So as to avoid any sudden illness. It will not be our portion. Now, last class we discussed about antivirus and we made us understand that virus is what kills man. Computer virus is what kills the computer. And it is very, very disastrous things that when paper care is not taken, our documents will just what we call we just lose our documents within a twinkling of an eye. So to avoid this, trying to take the precaution that I told you about in our classes, the former class. Also, please try to scan your computer almost every 3 days. If it's not possible within 3 days, make it a week. Scan your computer so that you will be free from hackers, so that you'll be free from people that will send spam to fetch from your computer. It will expose your computer to what malicious things online, and through that do what to tap into whatever thing they want to get from your computer and leave you like that. Okay, having said all this, today's class we're going to be discussing about coding. We're going to be discussing about what? Coding. Wow, it's so interesting. I'm so happy to hear that. Now, at the end of this class, not today, but the project we have at hand, at the end of this class, you should be able to code a static page, a static what page, where you'll be able to navigate, link from one page to the other. That's why I need you to pay rapt attention to every little details shared. In my subsequent class, I'm going to be discussing how we can relate HTML with what we have today. But today is just introduction. So what do we have for you today? I have introduction to coding. Coding. So today we're going to be discussing about things you need to know, the difference between coding and programmer, and these some languages that you need to want to know. Probably at the end of this presentation, you just take any of these languages and what is that developing your what application. You're not young to become a developer, a software developer. I started developing when I was in school, secondary school. And you are going to secondary school, please try to what? Try to tap into this because the world is going into what IT. And I want you to be IT inclined. Bill Gates is the richest man, if not for present, was the richest man in the world. And he got that through what? Through coding. So I'm trying to stimulate your interest. No matter the profession you want to take, don't leave coding. Coding will make you to be creative. When it comes to, don't let me expose everything. Let us go to the objectives of this class. So what do we have for this class? At the end of this class, each of the people should be able to define the concepts, coding, define the concept, which is what? Coding. The second is what? State some reason you need to know when coding. State some reason you need to know when coding. Differentiate between the coder and the programmer. This and the last one is released on coding language. Let me take that second point. Let me emphasize on that. State some reason you need to know coding. The reason you need to know coding. There are so many reasons you need to know coding, but just a few we will discuss here. That's what I've been in the second point. State some reason. There are so many reasons you need to know coding. State reason you need to know coding. Let me take that from number one, the concept coding. State some reason you need to know coding. differentiate between a coder and a programmer, and lastly, list some coding language. Are you ready for this class? Let us write down open with your bio and your book. Okay, coding. It is a script that a computer can understand. Coding is a script that a computer can what? Well, I told you when you were in your primary two, when you are in your primary three, that the computer does not understand English. Let me tell you something. The computer is what? It's just a tabula rasa. What I mean that it's just an empty vessel. Nothing is there. If not for the software that is active on the computer will be looking at you. You'll be looking at it, and you'll be looking at it. You'll be a mere machine. A mere what? Machine. Just useless. Pardon me for the word useless. Just useless. You understand? But with the aid of what code, which are programs, the computer is what is made available for us to use. You know, with the aid of the what of this software that I've used to record the video, I can pass the information to you at home. So that is the work of what? Of coding. Code, when you code, you look at a what? A challenge that is what? That is ravaging your community. A challenge that is destroying your what? Your environment. And you're trying to code. Somebody is asking, why can't we code coronavirus? That one is health issue. Yes, we can code something like that. That whenever you come online, you type in your sickness, it will diagnose you even without seeing a doctor. It is possible. You can do it. Don't worry, I'm going to expose it to that. You know, this thing you prompt your imaginative spirit through which you start coding, start developing things by yourself. I told you when I was in secondary school, I coded my timetable, my personal timetable. Whenever I switch on the computer, it will welcome and bind me. You have this to read today. That's what I did. So you can also do something better than that. Do you understand? Now, this script we tell you where I am. The computer, it will tell the computer to behave in a certain way. Probably you want the computer to what? To greet you whenever you want. You open it. It will, whenever you open the application, you just like, hey, welcome, boy. You are welcome. Today is going to be a wonderful day for you. That's all. Do you understand? Aside from that, you can tell the computer to do whatever thing. Calculation, probably you're bored of calculating, you can just program. Some years back, your seniors over here in Gulfport, I taught them how to code almighty formulas. I taught them how to code so many things, and they did it. So you can do that as well. You understand? Coding. Coding will make you to be happy with yourself. Pardon me for the word happy. Happy with yourself when you start what? To do something new. Start solving people's problem. Do you understand? Okay, now this script will tell the computer to behave a certain way, to do a certain thing, and to ultimately perform the action that you want it to if your code is what right. Coding can also be frustrating if you don't know what you are doing. It can also be annoying if you don't know what you are coding. No, to some extent, I taught you people before the inception of this pandemic. I taught you Scratch, and you developed a game for me. That is coding as well. But could you imagine sometimes whenever you are you are working on the Scratch application and you're able to get what you're asked to do, it will be very tiresome, annoying, appalling. You understand? So coding sometimes will be seen to be frustrating, but don't give up because we winners never quits. Yeah. Why should I learn coding? Why is it a big deal for me to learn coding? Does it have to do with my profession to become a lawyer? Does it have to do with my profession to become a footballer? Yes, it has to do with it. You can be coding. You don't have to be with the computer all the time. Just get your creativity up here and turn it to to an application. It could be a phone application. It could be in a Windows application. It could be what? A web application. Just do it. And you what? You solve people's problem out there. Yeah, let me have what you have here. These are the reasons why you need to know coding. It will make you to be creative when it comes to thinking. Yes, number one, you'll be creative. You will think ahead. You become a problem solver. Number two, it made to be what? An inventor. Wow. It's not just inventing a car or a plane. You can become an inventor using what? Coding. Just imagine the school portal that is used for your what? For your database, for your registration. Somebody sat down and what created that. Imagine Mr. Shitu creating your what? Your CBT exam in primary school. I sat down to what? To do that so that it will make life easy for you and I. Do you understand? So you become what? An inventor. You just think ahead. You begin to solve people's problem. Do you understand? Okay. Now the third one, you can work on your project. Yes. And any project. So that you know what you are doing, you can what? You can work on any project. And the last one, it will become a problem solver. I said that oftentimes. If it was a problem solver. So you don't have to reflect on this thing is disturbing my brain, it is disturbing my memory. No, you don't have to really cry when people are crying. You sit back and look for ways to what? To solve their problem. Do you understand? Okay, let us continue. Coding versus programming. There are two different things. What are these things? What are they all about? In technical terms, I'm here now. In technical terms, coders and programmers are different. Officials domination go something like, according to the definition, they are what? They are different. Pardon me for the word official here. What I just mean that they are officially called in their word various discipline. A coder is quite different from what? A programmer. Now let us go over to what we have here. A coder is someone who takes what we want to say in one language, such as English, and translate it to another language, such as Python. In this sense, the action of code is simply writing a script that will execute a specific action. In official terms, a coder is a person who fully understands what is coding and spits out bits of code, which can then fed into a larger computer program and used to create a website, an application, or anything else which requires a bit of what? Code. The person will think, let me think about something. Can you think that? I want to think about solving the problem of going to the ATM machine to withdraw. You can just sit back here and what? Code. That's why you have people what using USSD to transfer because of what? The queue at the ATM machine. That is thinking. I cannot solve the problem of going to school to learn. Why? I can just sit back at home and be watching a video like this. That's the thought of somebody. Somebody thought about it. That is coding. The person sat down, analyzed it, and what? Put it. The person is what? Is good on his own. The person knows the language and he translates it what? To what can benefit you and I. That is coding. That is what? Coding. Do you understand? Now let us go back to what? To programming. A programmer also crafts bits of code that fit together to create a program. They oversee the development of an application or computer program and are responsible for tweaking the bits of code that it is composed of. This is just an overseer, just like the person that is checking the success of each project. You're just looking around. The person has an idea, but not like what, like not like a coder. A coder is a person that will develop it. A program will just have an idea, but not in-depth idea. So may I ask you this question? Who do you want to become? Do you want to become a coder or a programmer? Answer me, please. A coder or a programmer? I am a coder. I don't know more about you. Okay, let's continue. Examples of coding language. We have several coding language out there. There are thousands of them. But Just a few of them I have for you. I have HTML, hypertext, markup language, I have CSS, cascading style sheets, I have Java, I have C++, I have C Sharp, I have PHP, I have VB, Visual Basic, I have Visual Basic.NET, Internet, etc. They are examples of what coding languages. You understand? So in our next class, we're going to be discussing about HTML. We're going to be talking about that, how to create a static page. At least let us introduce ourselves again to this environment, coding. I hope you enjoy this class. Please, if you don't understand anything, you can rightly pause the video, go back to the beginning, and what? Check it back. Now, before I round up this class, I want to show you something about any website, the code that runs behind it. There are series of code behind any web page. Let me show you one. Let me show you one. Okay. There are series of code that runs. Is not coming. It's open. Yeah, I have a page here. Now let me check the code behind this Google. Let me check the code behind this what? Google. Just right click. Go to what? Source. View page what? Source. Control U. Left click on it once. Hence the code. Wow. This is the code that brings out that page. You see, link relation style sheet reference. What is our linking? Scripts, these are code, meta tag, head, body, div, tags, they are codes. Wow. And it goes on to page to 400 and what? 403. Just imagine. You understand? So don't worry, don't be scared about this. They're just what simple. They're just you just need to understand certain things about it and you play around it. Very simple. Hope you enjoyed this class. As I told you, if you don't understand anything, kindly go back, pause the video, and play it back once again. You have a nice time over there. My name is Mr. Shitu. Bye me. Thank you.